All right, this is your brother Issachar coming at you with another lesson. First off, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachaa Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of the great millstones I learned his truth from. Honors to the elders and brothers out there pushing his word through the four corners of the earth within truth and sincerity. And shalom to the Aquat that's listening and learning. Today's video is going to be entitled, We Have Failed as a People. All right. It's going to be entitled, We Have Failed as a People. Now, before I begin, I'm going to say this for a copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. I'm just using this video for educational purposes. Not trying to get paid from this or anything like that. All right, just had to get that out the way because we already know how YouTube gets down. All right, but getting back to the lesson, it's going to be entitled, We Have Failed as a People. And pretty much within this video, you're going to hear Charleston White talk with Cam Newton on this podcast. All right, and he's going to pretty much speak a lot of facts, not even going front. He's going to speak about how black people wasn't listening to him, to Charleston White. All right, black people wasn't listening to anything he had to say when he was living that quote unquote white lifestyle, where he was hanging around senators and people in positions of power, and he was telling his people about certain things that needed to be changed. Nobody was listening to him because he wasn't appealing to the eye, meaning he wasn't black enough. All right, but he said as soon as he started putting on this personality and started acting like a nigga pretty much, and that's when people started paying attention to him. Now he can do interviews like this and actually speak his knowledge, and now people are actually starting to pay attention to the things that he says. All right, and a lot of things that he say is true. All right, he speaks about how music has this big impact on our people as far as negativity is concerned. He speaks about how our people would love to complain about them dying in the streets and being shot down, about cops and so forth and so on, but when it comes to them actually killing each other, that goes right out the window, man. All right, and you know, we've been saying this for the longest. Man. Our people are the biggest hypocrites. Our people commit genocide on each other every single day, man. All right, now at the end of the day, Charleston White, he's an unbeliever. There's a lot of things that he said where he pretty much marked himself, because if I remember right, he damn near cursed out the Most High and cursed out the Hebrew lifestyle. All right, he didn't want anything to do with it. So unless he repents, he definitely gonna get it. All right, Most High gonna get rid of him. But at the end of the day, you know, look at this video. I was like, he is speaking a lot of facts. All right, he is. So we're gonna go ahead, play this video. It's about 3 minutes long. Then we're gonna grab a few scriptures, man. So let's go ahead and get into it.
Coach football. I address killers. I say fuck Nipsey, Reuben, and if you killed in my community, I'm gonna say you did it, nigga. You don't get to ride around here and holler no snitch. Who did that killing? I'm the nigga come out and say they shot that baby. And you bitch ass nigga better turn y'all self in, nigga. Ain't we ready to go to war with that? See, Dion don't do this when you say we. Me, and I got some niggas go to war. Now I got some niggas go to war.
See, this is the thing, bro. Right? I think everything that you're saying has some truth to it. It's just you're standing. There's no denying that you're standing for and by your people.
Well, here's the thing. When you address evil, you can't worry about the deliverance. When you're looking at the conditions of our community, you can't worry about the evil when you got kids that kill kids and say we smoking on too. See, they wasn't worried about the deliverance when these kids in Chicago were talking about smoking on too. They wasn't worried about the deliverance. I ain't got no manners for no slut. I'm gonna put my thumb in her butt. The deliverance? I like girls kissing girls where I'm from. That's on the radio. Girls on girls. That's promoting lesbianism to my daughter, and we driving to school. This song they playing with Drake. Y'all worried about the deliverance? These niggas talking about killing each other. That nigga Thug said, nigga, I shot at your mama. You don't mention me no more. He really shot that nigga mama. And y'all worried about my delivery. These niggas are confessing to murders on Zoom. And y'all worried about my delivery? The conditions of black, look at them talking about booty holes. Y'all worried about my deliverance? Come on, don't be hypocrite, black people. Y'all can't listen to this music if y'all so caught up in my deliverance. Don't do me like that. And the way y'all snap and pop y'all pussy to this music, the way y'all kill and drill to this music, don't trip about my deliverance. Hey, yo, Easy, why you wear your pants like that? I wear my pants like that because that's easy access, baby. Easy, why you talk like that? I talk like that to get my point across. So when I wasn't talking like that, wearing the bow tie, y'all wasn't paying me no attention. I was going to the Supreme Court changing laws and legislation in this country. I was working with over 50 U.S. congressional members, from Ted Cruz to Mark Rubio, Senator John Cornyn. I was on the front page of the American Bar Association Journal. I had done a study with News 21, Walter Cronkite School of Journalism. Y'all wasn't paying attention then. So nigga, I gave y'all what y'all want. A ignorant motherfucking nigga that talk like them rappers. Now y'all listening. Now y'all paying attention, huh? I got y'all attention, checkmate. Now let me tell y'all what y'all need to hear. We fucked up as a race of people since y'all so caught up into my delivery. 5% of children now are catching HIV from ages 13 to 21. What y'all worried about? 85% of the chlamydia, all cases of teenagers. What y'all so caught up about? Nigga, only 35% of most kids in inner cities can read on or above their grade level. What the fuck are y'all talking about? These kids can't read. Come on, my nigga. So we gonna be real, let's be real.
And see, that's exactly what I was talking about. He was talking, he was speaking a lot of facts. He really was, all right? Because when you look at the majority of our people, or when you look at our people as a whole, we are through. We are through. We have no guidance, no correction, no instruction, no hope. We don't have any of it, man. All right. You just heard him say when he started acting like a nigga, then that's when people started listening to him. But back when he was actually making moves, people wasn't paying attention to that. Because Jake only likes that folly. Jake only likes to be silly. He likes that dumb shit, man. And yeah, one of the main reasons why is because, like he was saying in the video, is because of this music. Music is very powerful, especially when you have an image to back it up. When you have an image to back it up and you listen to this music and all you hear is kill this nigga that, kill this nigga this. You hear the females doing all of the whoredom up in the videos. You hear the songs about committing adultery, so forth and so on. And it's constantly in your face over and over and over again. It gets to the point where it looks cool because this is what's selling. This is what's getting people out of the hood. This is what's getting people money. This is what's getting people better lives. It's evil and wickedness. So when Jake sees this, hey, they run right into it. But when they see something opposite as far as cleaning up yourself, cleaning up your act, your behavior, your way of life, stop being a thug, stop being a whore, so forth and so on. When they see things like that, they turned off by it because that wasn't pushed in front of them over and over and over and over again. But in the kingdom of heaven, it will be pushed over and over and over and over again. And this is one of the reasons why we're going to be perfect in the kingdom. We already know the main reason is because the law is going to be written in our inward parts. But at the same time, that righteous lifestyle is going to be shown over and over and over and over again. And when wickedness happens with these other nations, we're going to look at it as like, oh, hold on. We don't want any part of that. And that will not be going down where we are. Point blank period, man. All right. So let's go ahead and grab the scriptures. We're going to grab just a few. We're going to start off with Ezekiel chapter 5, verse 1. And it says, "And thou, son of man, take thee a sharp knife, take thee a barber's razor, and cause it to pass upon thine head and upon thy beard. Then take thee balances to weigh and divide the hair. Thou shalt burn with fire a third part in the midst of the city when the days of the siege are fulfilled. And thou shalt take a third part and smite about it with the knife, and the third part thou shalt scatter in the wind, and thou wilt draw out a sword after them. Thou shalt also take thereof a few in number, and bind them in thy skirts. Then take of them again, and cast them into the midst of the fire, and burn them in the fire, for thereof shall a fire come forth into all of the house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord power Yahweh, this is Jerusalem, I have set it in the midst of the nations and countries that are round about her, and she have changed my judgments into wickedness more than the nations, and statutes more than the countries that are round about her. For they have refused my judgments and my statutes, they have not walked in them. We have become more wicked than Esau, man. Now we already know that's not possible because because Esau is the wicked. But Jake is damn near close, man. Because the thing is, Jake has a conscience just for the simple fact that this law, these commandments, statutes, and laws is naturally within their spirit because they're Israelites. Jake knows how to do righteousness just because they're Israelites through the spirit. For instance, when it comes to discipline, when it comes to bringing discipline to your kids, Jake knows to give their kids whoopings because that's written in the scriptures. That's written in the scriptures that you're supposed to discipline your kids if they get out of line. The other nations don't believe in that, and that's what's being pushed today. They say all you got to do is just go in the corner, or they tell you that you're not even supposed to speak or talk back to your kids if they doing wrong, man. There's all kind of videos with parents out here who just allow their kids just to run wild and say whatever they want, and the parents just be like, it's okay, we'll just let them calm down, and they just let them do whatever they want anyway. That's some bullshit. But like I said, naturally through the spirit, Jake knows what's right and what's wrong. So they can never be as wicked as Esau, but at the same time, they do have this wicked spirit upon them, though. And they're practicing it every single day. And this is why the Most High was like, look, she have changed my judgments into wickedness more than the nations, and my statutes more than the countries that are round about her. For they have refused my judgments and my statutes, they have not walked in them. All right. So at the end of the day, when we see things like what we saw in that video, Jake holding up all the weapons, these females pretty much walking around with no clothes on, with this dyed hair, tattoos all over their face, so forth and so on. When we see this, man, we just like, damn, what happened to us as a people? What really happened? Because literally 30, 40 years ago, the behavior wasn't like this. It wasn't. It was a little bit more secure and more order back in the day, man. It was. Even though we were still going off, but at least back in the day, we had a little bit more sense. But we know the further and further we go into the future, that's the worse and worse we're going to get, just because of the simple fact of the way of Esau's rulership. His rulership is ruining our people. All right. Verse 8, it says, therefore thus saith the Lord power Yahweh, behold, I, even I, am against thee, and will execute judgments in the midst of thee in the sight of the nations. And I will do in thee that which I have not done, and whereunto I will not do any more the like, because of all thine abominations. All right. The Most High is definitely going to bring great judgment upon this place, and upon you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that's not repenting and not even trying to change your ways. He's going to execute that judgment because it's needed. Because as long as this place continues, you're going to get worse and worse and worse. And that's what the scriptures say. The deceiver and the deceiver and the deceiver wax worse and worse, man. All right. Just for the simple fact that this place is not trying to groom you as a righteous person. This place doesn't want you to be a righteous person. This place wants you to be whatever you want to be, and that already equals wickedness automatically. All right. So now let's get Proverbs 18. We're going to get Proverbs 18 and go to verse 21. And it says, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. All right. Straight to the point, man. It says death and life are in the power of the tongue. When you listen to this music, all right, and you hear things like, yeah, if you run up on me, I'm going to shoot you, I'm going to blast you, I'm going to wet you up, I'm going to run up in your hood, do this, so forth and so on. That's power in the tongue, man, because when you hear this music over and over and over again, especially Jake really gets into music, because music is part of our heritage. It's part of our culture, all right? Then, you know, you put on these headphones and you're isolated, and you just hear these lyrics in your head, man. We just hear these lyrics over and over and over again. You start to imagine these things in your mind, and then it gets you to the point where you actually want to live it. You actually want to go out there and see what that life is about. And realistically, when Jake goes out there and actually try to live that life, it doesn't last that long, man. Because the majority of them, what happens to them? They either locked up in jail or they die. It's always one of the two. A lot of them don't actually go out there and think twice. They just go out there and be like, man, ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me. Look at this connect that I got. Look at the plug that I got. I got all these weapons around me. I got a so-called entourage around me. I made a little bit of money, man. I'm over here doing it. And then the next thing you know, the Most High put them in a situation where they get blasted and now they gone. Or the Most High put them in a situation where they actually made a mistake, then the police got them. Now they locked up and they never getting out. Just for the simple fact that death and life are in the power of the tongue. They were greatly influenced by this music that they hear. And it says, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. All right. So we go out there and we preach the word. Hey, it's life in what we're saying, man. Because we teaching the fountain of living waters. We teaching this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. We trying to tell you what you need to do to get right and how to continue with living your life. But just like Charleston White said in the video, nobody wants to hear that, man. Nobody wants to hear that. Let's get Proverbs 12:26. And it says, the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth them. All right. The ways of Esau is seducing Jake to do wrong and to do wicked, man. Just to be out here with no clue. Because we already know the music industry, the movie industry, all of these different things was set up by Esau. It was set up by Esau. Esau already knew what it was. As soon as he saw the talent that Jake had and realized like, oh man, you know, we can use this. Just like they showed you that in that NWA movie. You know, Eazy-E and Dr. Dre and all of them, Ice Cube, they were going to the, you know, like the hood clubs or whatever, performing, doing the little shows every now and then when they could, and they was rapping about quote unquote real shit, and people was relating to it. All right, people love hearing that shit. And then what happened? What's the dude name? The manager that got him, Kelly something, I forget his name, but the manager saw that, and he instantly got the light bulb lit up over his head, man. The light bulb went off immediately. He was like, man, we gonna use this. Because you already know they had a big meeting before they even ran up on NWA. They was like, man, look, it's some dudes out here that make this type of music. We can use this to influence these niggas out here, and this can definitely get a lot of them locked up or get them put to death, man. And that's what they want. They want you locked up or put to death. More than likely, I ain't gonna say more than likely, ultimately, they want you just to perish, man. They don't want any of us to exist at all. But at the end of the day, they like, look, to make sure that they never get close to that Bible or never get close to understanding who they are, we gonna make sure that they look at this rap music as their God, this rap music as their way and their hope of life, man. So Esau set up this music industry and all of these different things. And guess what? Jake's been definitely seduced by all of this, man. They looked at this lifestyle and they wanted all the smoke, man. They wanted all the smoke. They want to be a part of that lifestyle very bad. And now they are. And now look at the condition of our people now, man. It's sad. It's sad. We're going to stay in the same book. Go to Proverbs 14. Proverbs 14 and 17. It says, he that is soon angry dealeth foolishly, and a man of wicked devices is hated. The simple inherit folly, but the prudent are crowned with knowledge. And what did Charleston White say in that video? He was like, look, before he started being ignorant and speaking like a nigga, they wasn't listening to me. But as soon as he did start doing that, they started listening. Why? Because the simple inherit folly. Jake loves to be silly. Jake loves to clown around. Jake just loves to have the easy way out. They don't want to sit down and work. They don't want to listen to anybody. They don't want to hear get right. They don't want to hear change your ways. They don't want to hear you need to stop doing this. They don't want to hear why are you going out there shooting up everybody and hitting innocent bystanders, or so forth and so on. You know, babies getting shot because Jake don't know how to shoot. Jake just be going out there firing off for no reason. And now look at him. Look at what's going on in all of these major cities, man. Why? Because of simple inherent folly. We saw a lot of that in what, 2020? Man, it was supposed to be a whole lockdown, but Jake still found a way to go out there while there was all kind of police out there. Jake still found a way to have a party around police. Jake was literally in the streets having a party around police. You saw females twerking on police cars, females twerking around police cars. Then if they wasn't in the streets, Jake still went and had these big ass house parties, passing blunts everywhere, getting drunk as hell, close together and everything, man. All kind of people was catching that disease back then, man. Jake was still on that bullshit. Just for the simple fact that they love folly. They just love to just live in the moment. They just love to live in the moment. They just love to bullshit every single day. And now look at them. Like I said, they have no hope. No hope. But the Most High is about to change all of that. He's about to clean this earth up, man. Let's get one last scripture and close it out. Because one of the main things that Charleston White said in the video, he was like, look, you talking about my delivery? He kept saying it over and over again. He was like, when it come to evil, you can't worry about no delivery, man. You just got to execute. And that's written. That's exactly what we do. This is Isaiah chapter 58, verse 1. It says, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins. All right. It said, cry aloud, spare not. We do not care about your feelings, man. We do not care about your feelings. We're going to go out there. We're going to tell you what you're doing wrong. We're going to tell you need to stop being a thug. Stop shooting people. Stop committing adultery. Stop being a murderer. Stop stealing. Stop being a pimp. Stop being a whore. So forth and so on. We're going to tell you need to stop doing these things. We're not going to care how you feel about it. At all. We're going to let you know, like, look, man, you fucking up. Point blank, period. So it says, and show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins. All right. So he was on point with that. When it comes to delivery, we don't care about that, man. We don't care about anything, what you have to say or how you feel about it, man. We're going to let you know what it is. And if you don't want to listen, cool. It's all good. You could go down the street, keep doing the same shit you was doing. But when all hell breaks loose, don't come looking for us, man. Because the Most High put the Spirit upon us to give out the warning. And the warning is, speaking to you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, if you don't repent and get right with Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua before time is up, you will be judged. You're going to be judged in the way of whatever it is the Most High feels like is appropriate. And it's not going to be pretty. Your worst nightmares will come to life. All right? Time is short, man. We ain't got time for this type of shit no more. The Most High is not dealing with it. He's not about to deal with it. It's about to be over with. We are at the end. So once again, speaking to you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you got to repent, man, because time is short. So I hope this is edifying. So with that, I'm going to say, call Halayim, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachaa Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles of the great millstones I learned this truth from. Honors to the elders and brothers out there pushing this word through the four corners of the earth within truth and sincerity. And shalom to the Akwat that's listening and learning. And Yahweh Ratazah, I'll be back with another lesson. Keep pushing, Yasharala. Keep pushing. We almost out of here. Shalom.